Welcome, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice patch wall. You got a good background going on.
Thank you. It's been a couple years in the making.
I, yeah, I would say
I
that's
actually,
cool.
when I started playing, I wasn't a patch guy at all, and I don't know what
Right,
happened. I just something happened, and I just started collecting them, and then now
that's
it's
what it
become
is.
to the absurdity that it is now.
I don't think I ever even owned a patch. I'm trying to think. Before that, uh, no, because even when I was in the military, I was in before they had Velcro everywhere on our gear. You know, I
The
mean,
sewn-on ones.
Velcro was out, but it
Yeah.
was I'm not that old, but it was we didn't have we had real basic stuff on our gear. It was we didn't have any kind of patches on our hats or any kind of anything,
Right.
helmets or whatever. So um,
Like the old BDU tops.
yep,
Yep.
yeah, we had the iron-ons. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
yeah, their name tape was up there that was sewn on, and then uh, your Marine Corps symbol was on the cami blouse pocket. It was ironed on, you know. So
Oh,
there was
okay.
no there was no Velcro strips on our uniforms or anything like that.
Right.
No one had patches. Like this is the first thing that people had patches on it, and you got a million, you know.
A couple, yeah. Well,
Hmm.
it goes all well on this side. It actually goes all the way to the ground, and I have all my doubles and
Oh
copies, and
yeah.
my corner of shame is down there.
What's the corner of shame?
So the corner of shame is like if I go to an event and it's just absolute garbage.
Uh,
Like so, there's only two event patches, and then just like patches that I get from people I don't like, or like it's just like
yeah,
or just yeah.
that's a good idea. Separate it like that.
hmm For the
Nice.
longest time, I only ever had one patch. It was a we went to I went out to an event in Oklahoma,
Okay.
and it's like at the like leading up to it, me and the color guys from Colorado that I was going with were super excited. Like it was going to be this big hardcore milsim, and the other team like started playing like half an hour early before they were supposed to.
Oh, really?
So we were just like trapped in our fob all day, and like we had it was just, everything that could have gone wrong gameplay wise went wrong.
Oh, Murphy's Law. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, it was Murphy's Law. But it was at D-Day Adventure Park, so like I could say I got to play D-Day Adventure Park. I only saw like maybe an
Is that?
acre of it because
Oh, okay. Is it good though?
what I saw of it was cool.
Yeah.
Uh, but I didn't get to see any of the cool stuff. I ended up hurting my knee that day before I could get into the town and like see like the
Yeah.
church and all that stuff. But most of our guys did.
Is this like a?
So
I don't know if I've heard of it. D-Day Adventure Park.
they don't do many airsoft events anymore, from what I
Okay.
know. I think they do like maybe one a year. Actually, I'm not
Yeah.
even sure if they're still open because I heard when we were there, I heard that they were going to be shutting down like the following year. But I mean, fast forward 3 years, and I think they're still doing at least paintball. They're
They do
primarily a
paintball.
paintball field, right?
D-Day Adventure Park.
Kind of like they're kind of in the realm of so locally to me, they're kind of in the realm of like a skirmish or an EMR.
Yeah.
I think they do open plays. I think, but their bread and butter is like big events.
Is that in Oklahoma?
Yep,
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
really cool field. Like, and it's challenging too because they have like a nice ravine going right through the middle, and they got a mixture of like different woods and towns setups and stuff like that. So,
Yeah. Huh. They've
and
got
it's
a
on a
lot
big
of.
property too.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
I
trying to
think
see. I'm actually going to share the screen for everyone that anyone that has not seen this park, and I don't. Maybe somebody has um, mentioned it to me. I don't know. All right, is only open to the public during events. Okay.
yeah, so they don't do open plays anymore then.
Okay, gotcha. Massive paintball and airsoft battles.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see if it has like a listing of how big the park is. You know, sometimes they do that maps and travel. Let's see that.
Yeah.
Metric.
Oh, yep. That's the map we use actually right there.
Is it?
Yep.
Oklahoma D-Day.
Oh yeah, that is. So you can see the staging there, and on. Let me full size your screen. Nope, that was full sized. So basically, down there on the bottom right corner where that where the road coming in from staging is, and then it just like branches off everywhere in each direction. Yeah. So that's that area right there is the staging, and then you have that. Let's see what the grid number is there. I don't enlarge this anymore.
It's a little blurry. I don't know if it zooms in or not.
Well, the full screen on my end is not making it is not doing its job and going to full screen. So.
Oh yeah, good old Discord. Okay.
Oh, hang on. Maybe this will work. That's a little better. Basically, the third grid from the bottom, and then the third grid in, where that little blue dot is.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, that line just to the left of it is the boundary of the field. So where that blue dot is.
Oh, this dark line right here?
Yeah, that's actually field boundary. And then to the right of that is the staging area.
So it stops. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I think depending on the event, they open up the far left there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So, depending on the event, they have.
So where'd you make it to?
So right above that little pond where the road comes in and it splits.
Yeah.
The red line going up.
This way.
Yeah, right there. That was our fob. That was our fob, and we made it maybe 100 yards in any direction around our fob.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the. Is there a legend? Oh, here it is. Okay. So how far is one grid? So these are meters. No. Oh yeah, the bottom on this is meters. So it looks like each grid line is 100 by 100. Okay, 100 meters squared, or 100 square meters. So from the pond up to about where you said you made it, your fob here?
Not even that far, yeah. Maybe the first grid above the pond. Yeah,
2,
right there.
3, okay. So, wow, okay.
Yeah, we got boxed in quick.
I mean, this is a pretty big map, dude. This is
oh yeah.
So for people that are watching, or if you're listening, you're going to watch later, this grid, or this map. So from the pond, so this is 100 yard or meters, but let's say that we'll just call it a football field. So if you can picture it in your mind, if you're standing on one end of the football field and looking down to the other end, the goalposts. So this is 2 football fields, 3 football fields. Yeah, this map is pretty big, man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Part of the complication was, so with staging being there, they have a lot of vehicles to help ship players in.
Yeah.
So they have a couple deuce and a halves that we all loaded up on to go in.
Right.
But part of the confusion was it's Airsoft, so we got started late.
Oh. I love how you preface that with "it's Airsoft," so we got started late. Yep.
Yeah, it never without fail. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Actually, 1861 this past weekend, we actually started on time.
Really?
Briefing was on time. We got to our FOB on time.
Yeah.
First time in a while I've had that happen.
Okay.
It's just typical Airsoft. But
right.
But part of the complication with that event was they only had D-Day only had 2 operational deuce and a halves going.
Oh, okay.
And we had, I think, 400 people there, or 500. It was a good turnout.
Wow.
So what they did is they had the other team use both trucks to load up first, since they had the longer drive.
Yeah.
Once they got all of their team on, then our team started loading. Well, the other team's CO didn't hold his guys for the official game on. It was just, game was supposed to start this time, everyone go.
Yeah.
So in our squad that I was with, we were the last ones to deploy because we were supposed to be the paratrooper unit. So basically get all the foot troops out to the fob first. Our Colorado guys would be trucked in last.
Yeah.
Hang out at the fob for a minute, and then we're loaded back on the trucks to go to a paradrop behind enemy lines somewhere.
Yeah.
So green team gets on the field, and then as our team's going, they've already started. So by the time our guys actually get onto the field, we already have guys like on top of our fob.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. Now this was the event you just came back from. You're talking about?
Oh no. This was back in 2019. Actually, here it's like on the 2019. Yeah.
And that was at this D-Day park.
Yeah, that was at this D-Day park.
Okay.
No, the one I just came back from was AMS 1861 up in
that's
Colorado.
right. AMS. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. So this website, I'm trying to see if any of these are Airsoft games.
Actually, if you go back to that last page there.
Yeah.
If you go back to that last page, I think. Yeah, right there, Wargame. Wargame Oklahoma. That's the Airsoft event. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and
it says right here. It says, okay, Wargame Oklahoma, Milsim Airsoft event, paintball event. Okay.
AMS used to do events there too, I think, as well as. I mean, heck, the field's been around forever. I'm sure a bunch of different companies have done events there, but.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks like a good setup.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Especially especially with the half tracks there and the machinery they have available. It's cool. It's a cool place to play.
Now, where was the event you just came back? Where was 1861 at?
So that was at the McNeil Scout Boy Scout Ranch in Elbert, Colorado.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up too.
Yeah, there's a. Let me see. Actually, let me see if I can. If you want, I can send you a photo that we have of the AO. It's not a good. It doesn't have a good scale for the size of it, but it's kind of. It'll show you like the layout essentially. I scroll through all the photos from the event, try to find the map.
Yeah, I'm actually looking on American Milsim's site for their. McNeil Scout Ranch, Colorado. Now, where are you from?
I am from Pennsylvania.
So you're in Pennsylvania.
Yep. So.
And you went to Colorado. Okay.
Yep. So I actually used to live out in Colorado. My wife's from there. So when we got married, I moved out there for a couple of years, and I got to meet a bunch of the guys, and then.
Oh, nice.
Housing out there is ridiculously going through the roof. So. We decided to move and come back here to near where I'm from, and but we make trips. We still make trips back there to see friends and family and stuff. So
right, yeah, we went out. My daughter lives in our oldest daughter lives in Utah, out by Salt Lake City. So we definitely know, and she knows about the housing. The housing market out there is doing the same thing.
Same in Utah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the stuff we can get here in South Carolina for $250,000 is, twice. It's almost 500, out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty getting into that.
That's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. This 1861 is a. It looks like a cool event.
It was.
And I know AMS does a really good job of setting up their stuff.
Oh, they did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, there's something about that AO. I just love playing it.
Have you been there before?
Yeah, I was there last year for 1861. Okay. But it's very challenging because you're playing at 7,000 foot elevation. So you have to deal with thin air. The terrain is crazy. Like there's some drop offs. Like there's that map I showed you. There's a ravine kind of running through. Yeah. Not the middle of the map, but like a substantial portion of the map. There's a ravine, and in some parts of that ravine, you have anywhere from 30 to up to I think there's one spot that had like an 80-foot cliff, just straight drop down into the ravine.
Whoa!
But the ravines are close enough so that even on those high peaks, you can shoot. If you get a clear shot through the trees, you can shoot and hit people on the opposite ravine.
Yeah.
So it makes it
That's
really
crazy.
good. And then the other half of the AO is like plateau with like pine trees. So
Okay.
there's not a single building on the property. It's all
Gotcha.
just straight woods ball, which
Right.
it's how most of us started playing. So at least that's how I started playing. So it's fun to have a full event that's just who can outmaneuver who.
Right. Yeah, I'm pulling up pictures of this place. Looks amazing. It's really pretty.
Very, very beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool, dude.
That's the other nice thing is like depending on where you get shot out at. Like Saturday, we got into a situation where we were trying pushing forward across this clearing and we got wiped. And I just sat there and just pulled the dead drag out, and it's just like the view that I was looking at. It's like straight out of Yellowstone.
Oh yeah.
Like there's certain parts of the AO where you can see Pikes Peak from there.
Oh, cool.
So you're just sitting there like, oh bummer, I got hit. Oh man, I gotta sit here and enjoy this view for a couple minutes.
Right.
Get to catch my breath and drink some water and suffer through the view.
No kidding, man. That's cool, dude. So your call sign is what is it now? Zeb?
My name is Zeb, but the call sign is Balrog.
Okay.
From Lord of the Rings.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So when I moved back to PA from Colorado, the guys that I used to play with, I hit them up and I was like, "Hey, I'm moving back. I'm still going to do airsoft, but I want to do a team this time, not just backyard like we used to do."
Yeah.
And I was like, "This is the idea I have," and we all had a meeting and talked about it. And I was like, "I already got logo done. This is the idea I have for the name." We tweaked the name a little bit, and we settled on Balrog Brigade. And then when we would go to games, we'd all have Balrog name tape. So then everyone was just calling us, Balrog, whatever number we were.
Yeah.
So then whenever I left the team, people were still calling me, "Hey, Balrog," and so that just stuck.
For sure.
But
yeah.
That's actually, if you see on the screen right there's a couple of the old team patches.
Oh, okay.
Actually, here, let me get them. A little easier to reach.
Oh, there you go.
On my screen, it's saying it's flipped around. I don't know if
No, it looks straight on.
It's right there? Okay.
Yeah, it's in the right direction.
Gotcha. Yeah, got the name and stuck, and I was like, could have worse nicknames.
No, that's good, man. Lord of the Rings is classic.
Oh yeah.
You got devout followers on Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek, like all these.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Die-hard fandoms.
For sure.
Yeah. That's what I actually went from one fandom to another with that name change, because before that, I used to always play with the Army of Two masks.
Yeah.
I used to have, well, it's sitting over there. It's an Army of Two mask, but I had it painted green Darth Maul with like horns and everything.
Okay.
So I went from Star Wars fandom to Lord of the Rings fandom.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what's cool is especially with airsoft, you can do. You can mix and match. Like you can do can still be a Lord of the Rings fan, a Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever, all these different ones, and then for different events, you can just wear different stuff.
Yeah, I want to get out to. I think you've had him on the show, 6mm Mando, his Star Wars event out in at the Rock.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to that. I love that AO, and I want to bust out the old Star Wars kit again.
Dude, he's got that thing, bro. It is so. There's so many. It seems like a really fun mix of cosplay, kind of LARPing and airsoft stuff.
It does. And it's really
I mean, when he was. Go ahead.
Did a promo video recently for it, and I was watching it. And I think I'd been following him for a while, but I didn't realize that he was doing like a specific Star Wars like LARP event.
Yeah. And
then I saw his promo and I hit up my other buddy who's a big Star Wars fan. I was like, "Yo, next year, 2024, driving to Missouri, let's go."
For real, man. I was really into his story when he was telling, like when he was describing the event when I had him on here. I mean, I was like enthralled in all these different things that were going on in the at the event or whatever. It was really really fun to listen to.
Yeah, all the different factions and stuff we were talking about.
That's what I really love too is these LARP events. The all the different facets of things that are going on because the regular mil sim where it's like force on force. If there's not like side missions and third factions and different special missions or whatever outside of the main objectives, then it gets really stale really fast. Like there's always there's always a stalemate at the main objective typically, what we've seen.
Right.
And I have only been to a couple of mil sims, but just going by how many my sons went to and watching their gameplay videos when I was editing them, I'm like, man, it seems really exciting the first hour, and then it just it takes a crap because everyone's like stalemated at this one. They keep trying to go for this one thing, but these event coordinators have gotten really good at implementing some of these other aspects to it to kind of mix it up, and keep things flowing.
Oh, for sure, yeah. AMS did a really good job with that this year too.
Okay.
At the event we were at, I'm sure they've been doing it for a while, but this is only the second AMS event I've done. Last year was the first one.
Yeah.
And last year, the group of guys I went with, we weren't really the team that I went on. We weren't really like objective focused. It was more just hold ground. Basically, we were forming a line, not letting the other team through, while other squads were doing objective stuff.
Okay.
This year, I played for the other. I played with my Colorado guys for the other faction.
Yeah.
And it was all about ammo crates, get the rockets set up, and take the enemy rockets. Like there was just so much we were doing.
Yeah.
We stayed busy. We stayed really busy.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that's cool. I love hearing about these different events too because of that. You always have that from you and somebody else. If I talked with somebody else that went to that event, you're gonna have some of this same stories or whatever, but they might have had something happen that was they went and did some other kind of side mission or whatever. It's always really exciting to hear those things.
Oh yeah, so many different viewpoints that you get at these events. It's crazy.
Well, it was exciting too when we first started our channel and we started doing the gameplay stuff. These guys would come back from a 3-day event, and they would and as soon as they would get back. And I wish I would have thought of it back then because I should have recorded this stuff because they would come back, they're unloading their stuff, right? JP was still, was here. They're amped, even though it was a 2-hour ride. They're telling me, I'm asking them like, what happened? And once they get going, and we're standing around in the kitchen and we're eating something or whatever, and I should have recorded those stories, man. They were so fun. They're all excited, and then each of them have a different perspective of the same thing that happened in that, so he threw, I was over here by this door and somebody came running over and tried to throw a grenade over here. Oh yeah. And then, JP gets in and is like, yeah, but I was on the other side of the door and, this guy tripped over me and fell. And then, it's like all these different things. It was so exciting. I only did it, twice where I remembered to like record these things. And one of them actually was not really the same because, we were going to the shooting range, and it's about, me and the guys we all piled in a truck and we were going to the shooting range just to shoot some real steel guns. And it's an outdoor range. It's about a 30-minute drive for us. So I was like, listen, I'm going to record this. You guys tell these stories again. What happened with, and then once they start, it just kind of flows again because then they'll remember something else. Yeah. And they're, oh yeah. And this happened, So I actually put those on the podcast list. They're actually podcast number 1 and 2 is on this whole list. Like if somebody goes to, scroll all the way down to the end of the podcast, whatever, you'll see Airsoft Stories 1 and 2 or something like that. But anyway, that's what it was. I wish I would have done that for all the events they went to because it's so fun hearing that.
Oh yeah, and especially when it's fresh too, and you get
Yep.
those memories are still fresh, and you don't like stuff doesn't slip through the cracks or nothing like that.
Right.
My buddy and I always, the buddy and I that we used to always play together, like we were inseparable. We always
Yeah.
joked about we needed to record the car rides, like on the way home from the
Exactly.
events, because
Yep.
just like you said, we each get different perspectives of stuff, and or like if we ended up splitting off, we'd have completely different, cool stories of stuff that happened.
Right. Hey, you know what? That's a good idea. In fact, I'm going to throw this out there for anybody watching or listening. If you go to an event and you don't have a platform to like post something like this on, like a long form storytelling thing, if you're coming back from the event, you want to, if you record, if you remember, and you want to record that, even if it's just the audio, like the audio recorder on your phone or video, and you want me to post it on here, I can post it on our podcast thing as Airsoft stories. Okay, so
There you go.
it'll be fun. It'll be cool. If any, it's open invitation.
That's going to be really cool. I'm really excited for what you put in there.
That'd be awesome, man. Hell yeah! I should get a 1-800 number, line, and have people call in it like a recording, Hell yeah.
Depending on how you go through that, I don't think those would be that expensive, would they?
No, they're not. Like all these radio stations and stuff, even some of these old radio stations that probably have like 5 listeners in the area. 5 old people listen to. They have they have 1-800 numbers so people call in and stuff, leave messages.
Yeah.
So
that'd be cool to hear back from all the community, like just getting all the different battle stories of different games and events and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Really
so many ways we could that they could send it to me. Could post it on. They could probably send me a DM. If it's MP3 form, gosh, you can. Those are such a small file size. You could send it pretty much anyway, text or whatever.
Yeah.
Now, how did you start into airsoft in the first place? Did you grow up in Pennsylvania? What part of Pennsylvania did you grow up in?
Yes, so I grew up in Pennsylvania, up in the basically, if you're looking at the map of PA, the northwest corner of it, there's a gigantic forest there. Right in the center of it's where I grew up. Like middle. My dad used to joke when I was growing up. We don't live in the middle of the nowhere, but we can see it from the back porch.
You can see middle of nowhere. Yep. I gotcha. Okay.
So, yeah. So just growing up out in the woods, I was always running around with BB guns and stuff like that. And I want to say I was at the library one day, just looking up, just because when we'd go to the library, I'd get on the computer and look up just whatever, just because that was the only internet access we had. Otherwise,
sure.
We just had dial up at the house, and how slow that was. You couldn't do anything there. So, I ended up finding Scout the Dodgy, his YouTube channel.
Yep.
And him and a couple other YouTubers that I watched, but I liked Scouts because he always showed different people, so you got to see the different guns and the different kits, and it didn't end when somebody got hit. Like somebody got hit, he'd shift over and be like, "Okay, hey, this guy's still in the fight. Check this out."
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked that, how it wasn't. And some of the other YouTubers were all just I don't know how it's true. You almost feel the narcissism through the editing. Versus his, it was just like you got to show everybody, and that got me hooked. So I went after that. I was begging my mom and dad forever to get me an old Thompson because I wanted to do like a World War II look. Yep. And then the obsession has grown since then, and so has the patch collection and the gear and the guns and.
Oh yeah.
But that was 2008.
Okay. When was your first big event? When was your first all day or like event that wasn't just a pickup game or open play or whatever?
It would have been Operation Homefront in the beginning of 2018.
Oh, okay.
So, because growing where I grew up at, we didn't it was an hour drive just to get to Walmart. So trying to find an airsoft field, I always stuck with just backyard games with friends.
For sure.
We enjoyed it. We had fun and it was free. So and nobody was, for the most part, no one was a dickhead. We had the occasional guy, but
right. You always got that one guy, man. Always that one guy.
Always. Yep. So mainly it was all just open plays for the longest time because
Yeah.
until it stopped being fun, and then I was like, all right, what's the next? What's the next challenge?
Yep.
And by then we had just moved. I had just moved to Colorado, just got married.
Okay.
Was playing at the Kiowa Creek Airsoft out there in Colorado.
Yeah.
And one of the local Milsim company that they're no longer in business now, but they were going to host an event there to help with the field, like because the field had just reopened, so
Okay.
kind of help them get going. And yeah, it was Operation Homefront. It was just a 1 day mini Milsim, but that was my first taste of
Nice.
squads working together and radio communication and stuff like that.
That's a big one.
Oh yeah, and I was
The radios.
hooked instantly.
Yeah.
Except for when me and my buddy got abandoned by our squad. Because the field was a really wide rectangle shaped.
Yeah.
But a third of it was dried up creek bed. So there was no
Okay.
cover. There was you had a very thin line of cover on the far bank.
Yeah.
So it was good for recon. You just get a handful of guys over there just to scout out what the enemy's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at one point in the game we had to, me and a couple of guys, we were on that border pushing over, and we were parallel with our guys. And we stopped I forget what we stopped to do because our line had stopped for whatever objective was in the town.
Yeah.
And then we got in contact in front, and the next thing we know, our entire team fell back to base. So we had enemy guys coming in behind us. So we all just dug in and we're almost fighting in every direction.
Oh my God.
That was probably
That's fun though.
Oh, it was so much fun, especially
Yeah,
this
it's
event. Yeah, that was really cool.
That's cool. You get some good stories out of that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and a really good video too, because I was doing YouTube back then.
Oh, really?
And actually, it was the first time I got to experience being dragged to get medicked.
Nice.
Well, I used to run a Condor chest rig, like a recon rig. So it had the two shoulders over the two straps over. It had a triple mag pouch up front, and then the backpack.
Okay.
Well, when I got hit, I took a knee, right? And my buddy Cameron came up to grab me and pulled me back to cover. Well, when he grabbed me, he didn't grab under the arms. He grabbed by the vest.
The straps, yeah.
Yeah, he grabbed by the straps, and when he pulled the plastic buckles that the Condor uses just exploded. So both top straps just went poof. And I kind of stood up like this, trying to hold it all together, and he was just like, I am so sorry. So then the running joke from then on was, hey Cameron, grab my arms, not the straps.
Right. I was say they're not built to handle, more than 100 pounds, 100 pounds or whatever. They're just,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they're not. The buckles aren't the greatest quality on those ones, but for what I needed at the time, it was absolutely perfect.
For sure.
And I went from after that. I actually went into plate carriers for a while.
Okay.
I'm going back to chest rigs. This year, I made the switch back to chest rigs. It's so much more comfortable.
Yeah.
But
I've worn both. Not playing, obviously, but just when they go to these mil sims, the couple that I've gone to, and I had set up a chest rig and tried that out. Worn, I didn't wear it in, running around, and but just here, and then I was getting it set up to go to a mil sim, but then I couldn't use it because you had to have a plate carrier if you're going to be press. I was going as press, right? I had a press pass.
Oh, okay. Right.
So you had to have a plate carrier so that they could put the press marking on it.
Right.
You had to have press on front and back. And chest rig obviously is very difficult to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I've worn both, and I really like the chest rig. Reminds me of when I was in the military, we had the war belt and the H harness.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't have plate carriers. We didn't have chest rigs, any of that kind of stuff. It was real basic. We had the armor, the body armor from the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. So it was just a basic green. It was like the next version from the Vietnam one that you see. So it was a
Okay.
basic green flak vest. Is what it was called. It's just a flak vest. It was real thick, had a bunch of heavy material in it, and then it had the pockets for the plates,
Right.
and and it was heavy by itself even without the plates. But we had real basic stuff, but we never had the chest rig and a plate carrier. I never really wore one until these guys got into Airsoft. And they started buying all the gear for the mill sims. I was like, oh, what is this? Oh, man, that's cool. Let me try this on. But yeah, the chest rig is definitely way lighter and easier to move around, it seems like.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's crazy how many different, like you were saying, just, well, I guess it has been a little while, but, just in 20 years, how far, gear has come. Plate carriers and chest rigs, that wasn't a thing 20, 30 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah. See, I got out in 93, and I'm trying to think when they started implementing a lot of this other gear. It had to be in the late 90s, I would think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably mid to late 90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then just since then, it's gone, there's all the different styles and cuts of gear, and it's, crazy how fast it's progressing. Heck, just with Airsoft stuff, I got, the last time I was really heavily in tune with what's happening in the Airsoft world was whenever I bought my MTW. And after I bought the MTW, I was like, I won't need a new gun ever again. So I just kind of tuned out. Well, I'm trying to tune back in just to stay in touch with what's going on, and the stuff that's being put out right now, just out of stock, out of the box gun, is crazy.
Yeah,
crazy the quality, just how quickly it's come just in 2 years. Let alone back whenever I started playing.
Yeah. Also, the motors and stuff. One of the guys I had on here a couple months ago, Russell's Customs. He does. He's been really going in. He does a lot of really good videos on going into depth explaining the difference between the brushless motors. The new brushless motors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're really good, man. He uses. He found this one brand that's really, really good for what he's building and everything. So it's really cool. Even just down to that, some of the technology that comes out with electric motors and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that and HPA engines too.
Yeah,
the Gate Pulsar engine. A friend of mine I know, he just got a beta test for some. I say it was the Phoenix engine.
Okay.
I don't know, or the Phoenix brand, I think.
Yeah.
But just crazy how quickly and how many different things are coming out. How quickly it's progressing.
Now, do you run AEG or HPA? Run both? Either
HPA.
one?
Well, I have an AEG, but it's more of my this event with the AO is going to be really rough. Or if it's going to be a 48-hour event, I'll run AEG just so I don't have to worry about air tanks. But if it's a one day, or if I know there's airfill, I'm HPA all the way.
Gotcha.
I just I have an MTW, and that thing is it's dialed in, and it's a tank, and I love it to death. So any excuse I get to run it,
gotcha.
That's going to be it.
So do you have a suppressor on there, and it's all quiet and everything?
Yeah. I actually bought a new suppressor while I was at the event this weekend from the Amp guys.
Oh.
Because it was quieting. It was quieting it a little bit, but there was still a noticeable pop on it. And I helped my buddy get his set up, so it was dead quiet. And he had the exact same silencer that I had, or the same dimensions. And I don't know what I did differently, but on his it worked phenomenal, and on mine it didn't work so good. Or it worked, but not as good. So I went and got a longer one just for the event, and I'm going to do a little more. I actually am still kind of unpacking from the trip, so once I get everything unpacked and get downtime, I'm going to actually go through and try to properly do it so it's nice and quiet again. Because being dead quiet, it's such a cheat code.
It really is, man. One of the guys, Todd, who lives close to us, he's been on a couple of videos here, and he was actually the very first HPA build or video that we have on our channel was from him.
Okay.
So he brought his over, and he showed us a breakdown of all the different parts, what he bought, what he put into it. He had a whole list written out.
Okay.
And I think the suppressor that he had on there was it was very similar to the one, or maybe it was the same one. No, he might have built this one. But anyway, it was very similar to the one that comes with the, I always call it the Mark 23, but it's the SSX 23,
Yep.
I guess, the Novich pistol.
Yep.
That comes with that long-ass 8-inch or whatever it is. So it was very similar, and he had, like, the, maybe it was the same tube, but it looked just like it, and he had put insulation, right? Like insulation in the inside the tube.
Yep.
And it was so quiet. Like, we actually have it on video when we were testing it. Me and JP are standing, I think it was 50 feet, and we couldn't hear it at all. Could not hear it. And 50 feet is not that far.
Oh, no.
To be away from somebody, when they're shooting. And this thing was shooting, I want to say close to 400 FPS with .2s. And it was just like, we didn't hear the gun at all. We just heard the BB whiz by us.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, did you shoot? Oh, there it was.
Yeah. It's so satisfying being on the sending end of that.
Right.
You're just hiding in a bush, and you just, like, they have no idea you exist, and then just pop, and then they'll look around like, was that a BB? What was that?
Yeah, am I hit? What happened?
Yeah. That home front event I was telling you about, back in, what was that, 17 or 18?
Yeah.
It was actually the first time I got to be on the receiving end of a dead quiet one.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what got me started down it, because I was peeking up behind a building.
Yeah.
And because we were, engaging guys, and all of a sudden I just hear this right past my ear.
Right.
And I jump back behind cover, and I look behind me, and then the sniper is just laying in this bush that just goes. He just gives like this like wrist twist hand wave. And I was like, okay, that was cool. Once I knew it was our guy, I was like, it was cool.
I was gonna say it was your guy. Okay, well, that's good. That, or he's giving you a warning shot,
Yeah. Maybe actually he may have been doing that. Like, hey, keep your head behind cover. Don't.
Right.
I got this.
Trying to help you out. I want to blast you in the back of the head here.
Oh yeah. So you have a good collection of airsoft guns, right?
We used to.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to have like 70, at least 70.
Wow.
Between pistols and everything.
We're
down
all different makes and models and stuff. Or?
Yeah, a lot of duplicates. Okay. Some duplicates. Like at one point, we probably had 8 M249 featherweights, the SEMA ones.
Yeah.
Because so what we did, our channel, we started out doing unboxings and reviews.
Right.
So there's 4 of us on the channel. We all would buy our own mystery box every time they came out. So we were hooked on the BOAs, man. Mm-hmm. So we would be like, it was like a countdown. Okay. We'd literally all be on our phones or on the, computers, whatever. We'd be on speakerphone in a group thing, in a group call. Okay. Like, okay. Countdown, keep refreshing, start refreshing. Refresh the page. All right. Yep. Okay. It's live. Click it. You'd have to have all your stuff set up, because these things sell out literally in like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
so
very quick.
It was, 2019, we started our channel, April of 2019. So, we did, what was, I can't remember. Anyway, there were between April, May, and June, there were a ton of BOAs that EVIC put out. So it was like the April was, we did start in the beginning of April. So the April Fool's one, right? They put on April Fool's one. Then
I remember that one actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there was that might have been the only one for that month. Then May had Memorial Day one.
Yep.
There might have been another one, but then June had June 6th, right? The World War II thing.
Yep.
Had Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear there was something else at the end of June. Anyway.
Didn't they do the 4th of July early? Like
And then the 4th of July. Yes. Maybe? So maybe that's what it is. Yeah. So there were within the first 2 months of our, 3 months of our channel starting. So I'm talking, and then each of us were able to get one box for each of those BOAs that were released. So there's 4 of us, 4 boxes with, within 2 months we had, I don't know how many events it was like
20 to 28 boxes worth of stuff.
Yes. And there's 2 guns in each box.
Oh, there's 2 each. Wow.
Yeah. So unless you get like a big one of those really nice ones,
mm-hmm.
like the low, like the one winner box or something like that, mm-hmm. Which I don't think we ever got for the BOAs. We did get a couple of those for the Airsoft GI boxes.
Okay. We
got a couple of one winner boxes out of those. Do
you remember what came in those ones?
Yeah, the one was the RPG-7. Real wood furniture, heavy duty, man. This thing was beautiful. We got we did reviews on all these guns. We got of those, but we built up a gun collection so quickly between me, just in this house, between me and my 2 sons that were on the channel when they were living here. And then, JP had, of course, all his own too. So we had so many different guns to review. It was constant. We were putting out 3 videos a week and never ran out of guns to review. So, it's a lot. But so at one point we had so many in this house we couldn't store them. This room alone was half of this wall that goes to the door was a pegboard with all guns. The wall behind the camera here is still a pegboard with a bunch of guns. This whole wall on the left is the longest wall. That was all guns. And then we had them stacked in closets, in the corners of closets. We were about to start moving some out to the shed because it was insane, dude. We had so many, and we actually somebody suggested early on. I was talking about this on one of the videos, and somebody said, "Why don't you guys do a giveaway?" And I was like, "Oh." So as we started looking around at other channels, all these different people had, it was like that was a popular thing: patches in Airsoft and giveaways. I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. So we started doing that, and we got down to we gave 90% of our guns away. So we're down to. Just on this wall, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this wall. There's 3 or 4 pistols in the shed. Mm-hmm. There's an M4 and 2 other ones in the back closet in this other room over here. And then there's a 249 full steel. I can't remember, or full metal. I can't remember what brand it is, but
like the old A&Ks.
It might be.
Okay.
This thing's heavy. Yeah. It's real heavy. Okay. Uh-huh. It's the full one, and that's out in the shed. But anyway, yeah. So our collection is not very many right now compared to what we had. We gave them all away, and what happened too was we stopped doing the BOAs. We stopped buying the mystery boxes. So, the channel actually kind of just fell apart. Like it stopped. Like everyone got busy 2.5 years ago. Everyone got busy at the same time, and we stopped doing stuff. And so they stopped going to events. We stopped doing the BOAs, and we didn't have any content. And that's actually how the podcast started. I was like, let me talk to people, and I'll just start, throwing something up on here to keep the channel going. Yeah. So that's how that went. And then, we haven't done a BOA since, and we've talked about. I keep, I've asked these guys, hey, you guys going to go to this event? You guys want to get together for a video, whatever? Things changed in their lives. They have kids, they have house, they just got. So it's and then they got promotions at work and that kind of thing. You know, just life, normal stuff in life.
Yeah.
And they're not as interested in airsoft as they used to be because of these other things. So.
You mean going out and playing with toy guns isn't as cool as it used to be?
Yeah, they kind of lost interest, man. It's I mean, it's not sad. It's just it's just what happened. And I'll ask them every once in a while, hey, you guys want to do something like this or whatever? And they're like, but I've had them on here. I've had them on the podcast where we talk about some of the past things from the channel or events or mystery boxes or whatever, some of the iconic things we got in the mystery boxes, I remember when we got the Demolition Ranch gun.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of us got that. We were excited. I got early on, it might have been the second or something BOA we got. I can't remember who we got it from. Maybe it was Airsoft GI. I don't know. But I got a P90. It was I can't remember who made it, but it was a really nice, it was a good brand. Okay. And it was metal and was it a Crytek? No, it wasn't a Crytek.
No. But
it did have the swordfish like thing on it, adapter thing on it, and the some kind of Terminator adapter on where it would take M4 mags or something like that for a drum mag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
A swordfish front on a P90? I don't know if I've actually seen that before.
Yeah, it was. I'm actually going to pull it up on the screen because I'll show you guys. There's probably a lot of people that follow the podcast now that don't even know that we used to do these unboxings because it's been so long. It's been 2 years. P90. P90. Oh, so this is April 17th of 2019. This video came out that we did the review on the P90. Okay, which means we must have got this in our very first box. Let me turn this off. And so I'm going to share the screen real quick. Oh, that was weird. And I'll show you. I'll skip through and I'll show you guys the video or the thing we got here, the gun we got. Look at our T-shirts, bro. They have the big ass cheesy logo that we had on there. We didn't know how to do that stuff. But anyway, you see that there?
Yeah, it's got the M4 adapter.
Yeah, and it's got the M4 adapter on the side. And then that's something called the swordfish something. I don't remember what.
Yeah, like this swordfish front end. Yeah.
Yeah, look at the camera. Like, we didn't know how to film, bro. Our focus is going in and out. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah. And when was this? You said 19?
This was April of 2019.
Okay. Wow.
So so we must have gotten this like the very first or second BOA we got, and I was so excited, man. It was in my box, and
really?
I pulled that out. I was like, "Whoa, what is this thing?" Because I was still new to this whole airsoft thing. I didn't know they had all these replicas like that. So I was like a little kid, man. It's like Christmas,
All the cool stuff.
It was cool, man.
So of all the ones that you got, out of all the different boxes, which one was probably your favorite to play around with?
Probably that one, to be honest.
Really?
For me, yeah. I really liked that thing. It felt great. It shot great right out of the box. Like it was really it was fun. We gave that that was one of our first. That might have been our first giveaway gun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was. I'm going to tell you what happened, man. So we started our channel. We had like 100 subs. Okay, we were barely getting going.
Right.
Probably 3 or 4 months in, one of the guys that like a brand new that started following our channel real early on, right in the first month or so, he gave us a shout out to Jonathan on Airsoftology. Have you ever followed that channel?
I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jonathan does the he gives a shout out. He'll have people send in whoever, recommend channels or people, and that's what he did. So this guy that followed us sent our name in there, and so Jonathan talked about us and pulled up one of our videos that we did. It was the review on the one of the pistols or whatever. So, and dude, we went from like 100 subs to like 500 or 300 like within a couple days. I was like, and I was all excited, because when you started, how it is. You start a channel. Oh, yeah. If one of your videos,
that first big growth push that you end up getting, oh, that's a good feeling.
You're so excited. Like I was still, fresh and new. We were all still fresh and new creating this channel. So we're literally still, when we would upload a video, we would check the analytics like every hour. Okay.
Yep.
Refresh. Yep. So
it was view counter.
It was, man. And so when that happened, it was really, really exciting. These guys were out back shooting some guns, some airsoft guns, and I think JP was over here actually that day, and I was editing, and I got this note. I had all the, all my socials up on these screens, and I got a notification, and I was like, "What?" Oh, somebody, I think it was the same guy that recommended me to Airsoftology, sent me a message on Discord or something, or maybe Instagram, and said, "Hey, you guys are featured on this channel." I was like, "What?" I didn't know he had submitted it. He didn't tell us. So I go over there and I watch it, and I ran outside. Well, I didn't run, but I walked slowly outside because I was just coming out of being paralyzed and stuff. I was still kind of real slow. And so I walked outside and I was like, "Dude, we're on Airsoftology." And they were like, "What?" And I said, come here. They all came in here and we watched. I had pulled it up on the screen, we watched it. It was really fun, man. It was really fun. So that was the beginning of our, it really kind of kept us going with all these different mystery boxes and shouting people out. And that was actually kind of the first thing where we said, hey, this is a really cool thing to shout people out. And I started this whole thing even before the podcast back then. It was called Sunday Shoutout. So every Sunday I would release a video that I would go over one or two channels that were smaller, like Airsoft channels, smaller in the grand scheme of things, bigger than mine, but smaller than, than bigger ones. So, and so I would do a Sunday shout out because of how good it felt to have that happen with us. And so it was really cool, man. It was a good, fun start.
Yeah. Man, the way things are going right now with all the algorithm stuff and Zuckerberg, man, that's about the only way any of the Airsoft accounts can grow anymore.
It's discouraging. I know.
It is, yeah.
Somebody asked me a few months ago, what do you recommend? And this was through a DM on like Discord or something, or Instagram or something. And it was a younger person or whatever that follows our channel. And they said, what do you recommend? I want to start an Airsoft YouTube channel. I was like, my first thought was don't. Because you're just going to be discouraged.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have to go to Rumble. And when I did that, I'm actually trying to kind of slowly get people to go over to my Rumble channel. Yeah. So all the videos, all the same videos come out on that, as well as, all the other platforms all at the same time. So on Spotify and on Rumble. So, and those aren't blocked or censored or anything like that. You just don't have as much traction. You don't have as much traffic on there. So
not as many eyes seeing it, but at least you're free to post for the most part what you want. It's not.
Yeah, at least you won't be, if you post something, you won't ever have to go back in there and go, oh, they took it down. Right. That ain't gonna happen. Not for Airsoft. So
yeah. Unfortunately, I think all the social medias, at least like Instagram and all that, I think it's coming to that here pretty soon.
Yeah, it is.
Just with the shadow banning, like for the longest time, I didn't have to worry about that, and I think it was earlier this year that it really, I really noticed it.
Yep.
like hitting me and other accounts that like I'm close with. That like, yeah, it's unfortunately I think we might start seeing the end of Airsoft on all the Zuckerberg medias.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's well, I talked about it. We talked about it numerous times on here where, and this is even in the past, well, at the beginning of this year, whatever. I asked people, what do you think about going to Twitter? Because or X, whatever it is now, because it's not it's not censored. So that's a place. For some reason, a lot of people have this this idea, like a disdain almost for Twitter. And somebody said to me one time, "Oh, Twitter's so toxic," and I was like, "Well, Twitter itself can't be toxic. These social medias you have, they're in and of themselves, just by themselves. It's not like if you're seeing a feed, or if you're seeing something on your feed that you don't like, you have full control over it. Exactly. And it's very simple. It's not a hard process. You don't have to, it doesn't take a lot of work to go in and fix your feed to what you want. So if you don't like certain things that make you feel crappy or whatever, like about whatever, if something you feel like is negative, then just click, that you don't want to see that anymore. And, then you won't. So Twitter itself can't be, it's neutral. But if they're going to suggest things, you can just go in there and change it. But I've been putting this stuff on all these different platforms that don't suppress that kind of thing for a very long time. Dude, I'm going to tell you, there's a really big open market on Rumble. And Rumble's growing. Okay. So just itself, there's a handful of channels on there now and pages on there that have really brought a lot of things to Rumble. Dan Bongino, recently with, Russell Brand. There's a channel in there that's real popular. It's called Fresh and Fit, I think it's called. So they do a lot of live stream stuff. They'll have, a couple 100,000 people following them. But
I think Tate's on there now.
Yeah, Tate's on there. There you go.
So,
yep.
Yeah.
People that don't want to be. So there's people with some clout, with some followers that are, so there's an open market there. And I'm going to tell you how open it is right now for Airsoft. Trifecta Airsoft on Rumble is the biggest, channel on Rumble for Airsoft. Okay. The most videos, the most followers, the most whatever interactions. Okay. And we only have 215 followers. Okay.
Yeah.
So that should tell you, so I'm not bragging. I'm saying we're the biggest Airsoft channel on Rumble, and we only have 215 followers. Okay, so it's wide open. If anyone is so tired of getting censored, then just switch your stuff over. You can start downloading your YouTube videos and just start uploading them over there.
I've actually been planning on doing that because I still saved all of the old footage I had from when I had a YouTube channel. So like it's not like the 1080p or 4K quality, but like it's content. And
yeah, for sure.
Some of it's good. There's some of it that's stupid meme soft that was funny back in the day. Like
right.
But yeah, Rumble is definitely I think going to be the way to go as far as videos go for photos, because like photos is what I enjoy doing most. Just because like I don't know, there's something about photography that I really like.
Yeah, I saw your profile in here on Instagram that you're a photographer.
Yeah, just an amateur photographer. Just little stuff here and there, just But it's. I almost wonder. Actually, I need to log into C3 Airsoft C3. Did you ever use that back in the day?
Yeah, somebody well, not back in the day. Somebody told me about this last year when I started this podcast. Or I was, when I had somebody on the podcast that mentioned that, and I looked up their website. It was really good. I love the map that they have and everything, but it wasn't active. Like people, it wasn't kept up with. Yeah.
I think if they had because if I remember correctly, I don't think they have an app for it. I think it's all website driven.
Right. It's all website. Yep.
If they could get an app going, I think they could compete with, maybe not compete with Facebook, but like they definitely have the groundwork done that they could really capitalize on it.
So there is a guy that I had on here, call sign Minty. He's up in Michigan. He is building, or was building, Minty. If you hear this, or if anyone hears this and knows him, have him contact me. I want to have you on again if you're still in the process of putting this app out. So he started building an Airsoft app.
Oh, he is?
I think it's called Snapsoft.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so he actually shows off some of it when I had him on the podcast. But so if you search my videos, you'll see him and I have his stuff tagged in there. But he had some of the people that found him through the podcast I did with him. Some of those people did the trial stuff, like the beta test, for it. But he ran into an issue with Apple Podcasts, like posting it on there. It kept rejecting something, and he couldn't figure out why. But I haven't talked to him in quite a while, and I haven't heard any updates. So
Snapsoft. I'm going over here to get it. I'm getting it downloaded so I can listen to it at work tomorrow.
Is it?
I do. So like, well, I'm an electrician, so most of the time I can put an earbud in and I can listen to podcasts while I'm working.
Yep.
So I actually listened to the episode we did with Reaper today while I was at work. So.
Oh, with Reaper, yeah.
Yeah, with Reaper, yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Actually, I don't even think I got it finished. We had a lot of generators and stuff running, so I couldn't.
Oh yeah, that's so loud.
Really bad. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's yeah, Reaper's cool. I mean, I look back. I think what we're doing now, you and I, this will be episode 297. So we're about to hit 300.
Oh wow. Yeah.
I don't know. I do these thumbnails and I look at the number. I'm putting the number in, in the title and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't feel like it. I've done almost 300.
That's a lot.
It's so weird. It feels weird because it doesn't seem like that,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, heck, one of the, I don't know if it still is, but I think the Gorilla Airsoft was the longest running for a while, and I think they just did their 250th something episode. Like,
yeah.
So the fact that you're already at 300, that's impressive.
Yeah, so they're still definitely the longest running because they even before I even thought of doing a podcast, one of the guys I had on here, he was following our channel from the very beginning. Zombie13 is his call sign, and that's his Instagram name as well. And he told me about Guerrilla Airsoft Radio. He's like, "Have you gone on there and listened to it?" And I said, "No, I never even heard of them." So I would go on there and listen to their podcast stuff that they were doing. It was it was really funny. So there was so they took a hit like as far as releasing their podcast. They were doing it. I think it was every week, right? And or something like that. It was pretty regular.
Yeah.
And when he first told me about it, well, then one of the main guys, had an accident. He wrecked his bike or something and was in the hospital, and it kind of shut him down for a little while with their podcast, with their releases. So, and I can't remember, there was something else. It might have been the California fires actually that right after that one of their guys had to move, or I can't. I remember seeing something like that. But they've had a lot of episodes. They've been around for a long time, which I think is really cool that these guys were able to get together that often, do that. It's really cool because I'm trying to get my sons over here, and they only live 15, 20 minutes away. And I'm like, hey, let's get together and do this. They're like, and these guys. There's a couple other ones too that I've followed, but yeah.
Yeah, just trying to schedule meet people. It's tough trying to meet in person. Like,
yeah. Well, even on here, man, we did the monthly backspin episodes. So every month. We only did 3 or 4 episodes, or 3 or 4 months of it. But when we did it, it was me and Mr. OT was a co-host, and we would invite 3 or 4, like 4 other people on. So it'd be 6 of us total, and we would play like a little game. We'd spin this wheel of BBs or something like that, and it was fun. It was really fun. It was great, man. I love the group setting ones, where we have all these different people on at the same time. But we ran into the scheduling thing. So different time zones. So we were dealing with different times. In fact, the one we did with, we had Kicking Mustang on for one of them. He's in the UK. They're 5 hours ahead of us.
Wow.
And then everyone else, I'm on the East Coast. Mr. OT's like an hour behind me. Somebody else was on the West Coast. So, 3 hours behind me. It was difficult to get everyone.
Logistical nightmare.
It really is. So we haven't done one in a while. Like a while. So anyway, but yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So this is fun though, man. I enjoy talking with people and getting people on here and getting their stories out here. And speaking of your story, so you started out in Pennsylvania playing. You went to a first one day kind of bigger event or whatever, got hooked, and now you've been. How many meal sims have you been to now?
Oh, I've lost count. I'd have to think about it.
That many.
So a lot of them have been like mini mill sims, just because
right.
Convenience. Because I still
sure
where I live right now, it's 2 hours in any direction to a field.
Bro, okay.
So if I go play, it's an ordeal. Like it's an all day thing. So what I'll try to do is I'll just wait until either I'll wait and link up with people that I know. Like, hey, the bunch of the guys I know are going to be here, so then I'll make it out to play.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll just wait until the field hosts like an event and I'll go play then.
Gotcha.
But actually, hang on. I can look.
Well, go over some of your patches.
I can look at the patch wall here. So the first one I got a patch for is down there. I got the event in Colorado that I didn't get a patch for. Over here, so we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. What am I missing? 15. Between these and events that I didn't get patches for, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 20-ish.
That's crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, either right around 20 or just under 20.
So you've been to AMS, so American Meal Sim.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Lion Claw?
No, haven't made it to Lion Claw
yet. Okay. Who else have you? What other coordinator have you?
A lot of the events I've been going to they're called Task Force. They don't have them on their band. Oh yeah, here we go. Task Force 105. They're a friend of mine as an event host up at the local. It's a 2.5 hour drive, but the local field for me.
Yeah. And
every year he does 2 events, one in the spring, one in the fall. His one in the spring is called Op Runner, which is kind of like a drug cartel. Some years he does 1 cartel, or sometimes he'll do 2 cartels versus the DEA. And it's like drug smuggling and a little bit of LARP, but more so just trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, right.
Guy.
Yeah.
And then his fall event is called Red Dawn. And he bases the storyline around the movie. And so it's Russians versus Wolverines every year, and he does a really good job for being just like 2 events, like a local event host with he does a phenomenal job with like the objectives.
Yeah.
Like last year specifically for Red Dawn, I was the CO for Wolverines, and they had like a gun truck that you could get access to, and different like perks that you could use, like you could place the gun truck in a certain area and it would just shoot enemies or drive-bys, or different things you could do with it, or like drop a missile on a certain area and the ref would go over and hey, you guys are all dead. But in order to get those, you had to get intel packets from around the field, and then there was a certain cipher that you had to decode it, which then gave you the radio codes to radio in, hey, this is so and so for command, verification code this, I was
Yeah.
like, all right, that gives you access to this. Where do you want it? But like it was it actually it's what ended up helping us win the game. Like one the players we had there, they're freaking awesome. The
Yeah.
Wolverines from last year were amazing, and then we unlocked, I think we got like 7 of the kill streaks or like the access things, and just yeah, it was. But for the event host, for being a local event host, I absolutely love his events.
That's cool.
It's relaxing. It's a little bit of milsim. It's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Something just fell upstairs. So, but yeah. So he's the one I've done the most of. I've also done the Otherworld Milsim, which is another local milsim company, but on the other side of the state.
Okay.
And then AMS, the Mud Crab Milsim. I did the first event I did was it used to be JTAC Milsim, and then it switched to Titan Milsim for like a year or two before they went under. But they were a Colorado-based Milsim company.
Okay.
And then I'm looking at the patch. I'm trying to remember what the name of the company. Big House.
Yeah.
Or no, it's not Big House Production. It's Players Wanted.
Oh, okay.
He basically there's an abandoned prison like 20 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
That we got to do an event in. So I went there, and they're doing another prison event here this spring, but it's up in New York.
Okay.
So, but that was fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Where it's at. It's an abandoned. It used to be a prison, but before that it was an insane asylum.
Oh, jeez.
So like you got the spooky.
It's haunted, bro.
Oh, definitely haunted. we went there we were looking around the AO like the day before, like the Friday night. You can go chrono, do your sign in and stuff, safety or orientation, and then they let you walk the AO. There's one building that's known to be like super haunted, like the morgue. Basically, whenever somebody would die, they would take the bodies there.
Right.
Walking up to the building, I could feel the hair standing up, and my buddy's like, "Hey, let's go downstairs." And I was like, "Y'all have fun. I'm not going anywhere near that building. You can have it." They went down. They made, from what they were telling me, they made it to the bottom of the stairs, and like they said something and like heard a bang, and immediately just turned around and ran.
Oh yeah.
And there's actually the event host did earlier in the week. He did a live video. Where he's like down in the basement, and there's this one room that's supposed to be the worst. Literally had a live stream going on his phone, right? Second he walked into the room, phone completely dead.
That's crazy, dude.
Dude, it's nuts.
Yeah, see, that ain't for me. I don't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Thankfully, we didn't have to go anywhere near that building the whole event. I didn't, at least. So I was like,
right.
Bummer.
Yeah, that ain't. We went to. We went with our kids and grandkids to pumpkin patch thing last weekend, and or the weekend before, and we did. They have the cornfield that has like, it's a really big cornfield. It has a a maze in it,
yeah.
And then they have the wagon for the hayride thing, and then they have giant pumpkin patch. You go pick your own pumpkins, cut them right off the vine or whatever. It's really cool. So it was. We got there kind of later, like 4:30 or something like that, and so by the time we got on the wagon thing, we were coming back. Like, it was dark. When in fact, when we were going on the wagon, they turned the lights on the wagon, and so we did the nighttime wagon ride. And it goes through woods, and it's got like, it's not too scary because little kids are on there, but it's got little things here and there. But so we go on that, and then we come back, and then somebody starts talking about doing the corn maze, and it's pitch dark by now. And me and my buddy were like, nope, y'all can go by yourself. We're not going. Nope. And they're like, what? You're afraid to go? Like, I'm not going. Okay, I'm just telling you. I'm not going to say I'm afraid. I'm just saying I'm not going.
That would actually be a fun thing to try to do under nods.
Yeah. Oh, right.
Get a corn maze and not. Oh, that would be.
That would be cool.
Oof.
I wonder
how well.
That'd be a good haunted, scary video to make. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
In a corn maze with nods on. Mm-mm. I don't even know if I'd watch that video, bro.
Hey, that'd be worth trying.
Maybe with all the lights on and, I don't know.
What about glow sticks? Everybody has a glow stick on top. That way at least you kind of know where somebody's at.
Yeah, right?
Or here, we'll give you the thermal. You can have the thermal, we'll all have money.
No. I'll wait for you. Y'all have fun in there.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's cool. So what do you got coming up? What events you going to before the end of the year?
Basically, I just have a pickup game with some buddies on the day after Veterans Day.
Gotcha.
One of my friends is actually, you've had him on the show before, Phantom of the Airsoft. Yep. He's hit me up and he was like, "Hey, we haven't played together in a while. We need to get something going."
Oh, so, nice. Okay.
And he's got several kids and stuff, so him getting an Airsoft day is like very planned out, which I love. I mean, my weekend schedule normally fills in at least a month in advance. So,
gotcha.
Like, in order to go Airsoft, it's not just like a drop. Well, okay. Most of the time, it's not drop of a hat.
Mm-hmm.
So he hit me up, was like, "Hey, Veterans Day weekend, let's play." I was like,
right.
I can work with that. Let's go. So we're gonna go try out a field I haven't been to yet. It's down in Maryland called it was called Paintball Adventure Park, but they just got new ownership and they changed the name to something else.
Okay.
And I don't know what the new name is.
I've definitely heard of that one before. Yeah.
Yeah. So gonna go check it out and then after that, basically just taking them not the winter off, but the Christmas season, New Year's.
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
But
well, you guys get a lot of snow out there.
Where I grew up, yes, for sure. We're far enough south, though, thankfully, that it's mostly just really bitter and stupid cold.
Yeah.
We don't, thankfully, have to deal with, don't have to deal with a lot of snow.
Yeah.
But, no, but to answer your question, the next event I have on my radar is the Southern Front, AMS Southern Front out in Texas, D14.
Okay.
It's February.
Oh, nice. So you travel around. You go to Colorado, Texas. I see the D14 patch up there. I know where that's at. Yeah.
There's actually a really funny story behind that. I was at the Amped Bolt Bash they had recently.
Okay.
Which is basically they have like a big buy sell trade event, which is everybody come hang out at the shop, buy sell your gear off, stuff like that.
Right.
And I stopped. Somebody had patches, so I mean, obviously, I'm a patch holder. I had to stop and look. So, the dude, he actually had these. They're LBT or LBX leather patches.
Gotcha.
Which you can't even get the PVC ones of these anymore for this company. So,
really?
Like he had them in leather, and I was like, I have a thing for leather patches for right now. Like, I don't know if it's a phase or if it's permanent, but like leather patches are.
Do you follow Shogun Airsoft?
Shogun.
Hit them up, man.
Really
They're in Cali. I've had them on the podcast. Anyway, he does leather work. So he does leather patches. They're really cool, man. So you have to check them out.
Definitely. I definitely will. Shogun. Here, actually, let me pull them up right now and I'll give them a follow. That way I don't forget to do it.
Yeah, Shogun Airsoft. They're out in Cali. I've had them on a few times, actually.
Shogun Airsoft.
Cool group of guys, yeah.
There we go. And we're just going to take a quick peek at what he's got here just to see. Ooh. Okay, I'm digging the dye mask there he's got. Okay.
They got some cool.
I'll definitely
he does knives and he does leather stuff, so.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
But
looks like you got another leather patch.
Oh yeah, I got them all over.
You got a bunch of them? Okay. Oh yeah.
This section up here is all leather patches, and these are all from Moral Decay Patch Co.
Okay.
They're right now, they are my favorite. No, not right now. Just they're probably my favorite patch company. Period. Let alone leather patches. And then I got another random leather one over there. These two. I have other leather ones. Where'd they go? Oh, these two over here. Okay, switch.
Yeah.
Actually, the two leather ones that are here and here are also leather. And then this one, or from Moral Decay, sorry.
Yeah.
This one, I was just on a Facebook group and I saw it, and I was already ordering other stuff from the guy. I was like, leather patch, cool Viking helmet, why not? But oh, the D4T patch. So the guy had these for sale. So immediately I was like, yep, grabbed them. Somebody else came and was looking through the tote of patches that he had, and he
Yeah.
pulled out the D14 patch. And the tote was marked free. He picked it up, put the patch back down, and like right as he was putting it down, I was like, "Hey, I'll take that, take that." So,
That's awesome.
but and that's kind of the other deal breaker. Or that's kind of the other deciding factor why I'm going this summer. Because like I already got the D14 patch. I need to actually go play there, so I can.
Yeah, right.
So
That's cool.
but,
Hell yeah, man.
yeah, but yeah. Basically if you look at the AMS schedule for next summer, they have most of their schedule released for.
Mhm.
I think there's only June or July that's to be determined. All but like 2 of them I want to try to get to.
Gotcha.
So yeah, basically every month I'm going to be traveling somewhere.
That's awesome, dude. So what do you run when you go to Milsim? What you got your MTW?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
right now it's MTW. I'm trying to get a non-battery required gun finished, but I'm having some mag issues. Well, here. So this is my baby, Wolverine MTW. This is one of the early
It's beautiful.
the billets that they did.
Yeah.
It's been customized all the heck since then. I think. But yeah, this is my baby. This is my can crawl through a ditch and come out, and I'd be the only thing broken.
Good way to put it. Yeah.
And performance-wise, it's like I was at 1861. I was dueling it out with snipers.
Oh, that's crazy.
Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. MTWs are my favorite. They're
For sure.
Out of the box. I don't know if there's anything
Well,
else that can
it
do
looks cool. It's not too heavy, and it shoots phenomenal. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And
What's not
once I get some work done to it, it's going to be quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's my current go-to. I'm trying to get a DMR set up, but I'm debating how much energy I want to put into it because AMS does not do DMR chrono limits.
Mm.
But the perk to this one is that it doesn't have a battery. It's literally you hook up the air line, and it has a Redline N7 milsim engine in it.
Yeah.
So hook up the battery, pull the trigger, boom, you're going.
Gotcha.
So, bad weather, if it's raining, I don't have to worry about anything like that.
No, it's mechanical trigger, right?
Right. Yeah. Very, very hassle free. So.
Yep.
But it's a G3, so, and I was having what I thought was mag issues for a while, and I did a little tech work in investigating, and I finally figured out it was actually the maple leaf bucking that I put into it. The lips on the bucking were just a smidge too long, so it wasn't letting the BBs through every time.
Gotcha.
So I changed that around. I think I fixed it, but I haven't taken it to the field to try it yet because
Gotcha.
the last time I went to play, I just grabbed that and nothing else. So I was like, oh, it's working fine. And I get there and it won't feed, and I was just like, 2-hour drive for nothing.
Classic Airsoft story, man. I tried it before I left. I got there and it didn't work.
It was literally doing that. Like, I was on voice call with one of my friends the night before. I was putting rounds through it in my basement here. Perfectly fine. Get to the field, chronos, perfectly fine. Get into the field, nothing.
That's crazy, dude.
It was. I was about ready to say.
I don't know how this is so common. We try to figure it out why this happens so often, but it's got to be like it's just some kind of Murphy's Law thing that just attracts this kind of thing. I don't know.
The airsoft gods
gremlins.
The airsoft gods did not bless it that day.
Mm.
So just
You're done. You're done.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Those are my two. Those are my two primary ones right now. I have a couple others. I got like a Crytek LMG that is mostly done. I just need to get box mags for it.
Oh, okay.
But they are a lot more expensive than I thought they would be when I got the gun. Oh yeah, they're the map on a Crytek box mag right now is 160, 170.
Bro.
Yeah.
For a mag, yeah.
Yeah, I'm debating because I know how LMG box mags are because I used to run a 249.
Yeah.
And I know how unreliable they are, and I'm like, do I really want to spend that on another Crytek box mag, or do I want to just buy a bunch of EPM ones and just run it like that? Because it's PTS. I know it's going to work fine.
Right.
It's I've been.
And what are the one? Those are 250 BBs.
Right, 250 rounds. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, you run the Crytek box mag. I want to say it's 3,000 rounds.
Right.
So I mean, you run eight or nine of them. You're already pretty close to a box mag.
Yeah.
Carry wise. So, and I don't have to worry about 2 games in having it bust on me.
Right.
But,
that's true. It is. It's way more convenient for sure having a box mag that works, and not having to reload and swap out and all that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
if it goes down, it goes.
It's really screwed then. Yeah. So you figure I got a nice long winter break coming up, so I'll have plenty of time to think about it.
And you guys get together with family and stuff for holidays?
Yes. So my wife's family just moved from Colorado out to Oklahoma this spring.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to see them for New Year's time.
Nice.
Or around New Year's, that's the plan. And then my family for the rest of it, because
most of your family's in PA.
Yeah. Most of my family's around here. So
nice. Yeah. Okay. Well, dude, it's been great talking with you, man. I'm glad I got to meet you, and yeah, man, it's cool. Yeah. I think you were the one. We got to give Maddie Mo a shout out because
yes, Maddie Mo Talent Agency.
Maddie Mo Talent. That's what you sent me the message you sent me on Instagram was like Maddie Mo Talent Agency sent me over here. Go Maddie Mo.
Man, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, well, like I said, man.
Thank you for having me on. Thank you for having me on. This is the first podcast I've been on, so this is
good.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Always welcome. Always open invitation for anyone out there. Everyone I've had on has been great to talk with, and good people, man. Good people. It's a lot of good people. Out there.
Great community we have.
It's the majority of the airsoft community are good people, and it's so yeah. I'm trying to get y'all we're making a family tree here. Is what we're doing on this podcast. Is so anyone that finds you on your podcast, Balrog, you can say your name there.
You can just call me Zeb.
Zeb, okay.
I'm half thinking about ditching the Balrog name anyway. It's
Balrog, that's it.
Yeah, because I mean, think about the reason most of us have call signs is because if you yell out Jeff at a game, there's gonna be how many
5 people exactly,
right? Versus well, unless you got a common one like Ghost or something like. For the most part, call signs are pretty unique. Reaper,
there's 100 Reapers. There's a bunch of Ghosts. There's right.
Overlord. Yep. There's a couple. Well, not Overlord. There's what was the one? One of my buddies and I, one of our airsoft talks, we were talking about that the other day. We're like, what's the most common call sign?
I wonder.
And him and I both agree. We think Ghost is one of, if not the top one.
Probably.
With Call of Duty as popular as it is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who I've had on here that's got the same. So I've had a couple, maybe 3 Reapers, maybe just 2. But yeah, yours is definitely unique. Nobody else has that.
Matches my weirdness.
Well, you've been great to talk to you, man. I appreciate you being on, and give a shout out to where people can find all your stuff on online.
Well, thank you for having me. Right now, I'm pretty much I'm just on Instagram. I have a Facebook, but I hardly ever check it. So
same.
And I'm hoping to soon be on Rumble once I get some.
Do it, man. I'm telling you.
Trying to build up a little more new content before I do that. But yeah, that's plan is to get back into the YouTube game here.
I think it'd be worth it, man.
Yeah. Next step's got to be Zoom camera though, because I was recording at the event at 1861, and all of the engagements were 75 yards or more out.
Oh.
So from the GoPro, oh, hey, there's a bush there. You're shooting.
That's it.
So.
Oh, you can't see the BBs? Dang it.
Yeah.
I know, right?
You can't put those tick markers on the camera. You know.
It's really, yeah. It is difficult to film gameplay. Like you have to have a scope cam. You have to pay attention to when you're shooting to because the BB takes a while to get there. You've got to hold that position so the scope cam sees it the whole way through, like the sniper shots and stuff. But if you're not playing sniper role, it is very difficult to get good gameplay footage. You know, unless you got something special going on. There's been a few, you know, that are really cool, like different modes or like Juggernaut stuff. You know, if you're trying to take down Juggernaut, you have multiple people with different cameras that you can kind of put into one video. Those are fun. But yeah, it is difficult. Like it takes some work to really get some good footage. Definitely. Well, thanks again, dude.
Thanks for having me.
I'll put your link on here, and hopefully we'll get a bunch of people following you, and get your stuff on Rumble, and I'll shout you out on Rumble too. Then we can get you to be the second, or get pass me up, be the biggest Rumble channel on there. You know, it won't take long because I don't have many. It's just there's not a whole lot of people on there right now, so that'll be good, man.
As long as someone enjoys the stuff, that's all that matters.
Right. All right, brother. You have a good night.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.